Hi, I'm Eric. I'm Steph's brother, and I'm also the groomsman.
I'm Carrie, and I'm a bridesmaid.
I'm Frank. I'm one of the groomsmen.
I'm Vanessa, and I'm a bridesmaid.
I'm Cedric, and I'm a groomsman.
I'm Tasha, and I'm a bridesmaid.
I'm Ryan, and I'm a groomsman.
I'm Gabby, and I'm a bridesmaid.
I'm Brad. I'm the best man.
I'm Jessica, and I'm one of the maid of honors.
I'm Fabienne, and I'm one of the maid of honors.
I met Mike when we were 12 years old in high school in the cafeteria. I heard some really high-pitched laughing, and I had to find out who he was. It's a really high-pitched giggle. It's a
Steph has been my neighbor since I was 2 or 3 years old.
We met at Charlemagne, and that was over 10 years ago.
Steph is a beautiful soul.
She's a shoulder to cry on. She's always there to help.
The most selfless, giving, and caring woman I know.
She's really goofy and funny, but she's also the kind of friend that'll call you out if need be.
My sister is a very kind, compassionate person.
Mike is very modest, very kind, genuine.
He takes everything in stride, and he's ready to handle any situation anytime.
Nice guy. He's, really into planning things forward, looks ahead.
Steph is unique in the way that she's very clumsy with certain things, that it makes it funny.
Her clumsiness? She's very clumsy sometimes.
She will drop any plans, anything, and be by your side. She's a really true friend.
I think it's just her overall willingness to be there for you. She's like the one person I can always count on no matter what.
Mike is always the same Mike every time I see him, and that's such a great thing.
Mike's eyes, green, piercing eyes. Steph has to watch out for the ladies.
He is a very quiet one in the corner. As soon as you least expect it, he's the one who's just gonna burst out and just be the life of the party.
Mike is always looking to have a good time. He's always laughing.
It's this funny laugh, and actually sometimes I imitate it. It does something like this.
I think how they met is amazing.
It was my understanding they met on a website. I believe it was christianmingle.com.
I know they met on Plenty of Fish, or as Mike always called it, I met her on POF.
She told me that she met a guy, that she was a little nervous about it, but that she thinks he's a really nice guy, and the rest is history.
When I asked them to babysit my son, basically Liam ended up eating the most candy possible, McDonald's for lunch. I just think it was hilarious because they were nervous about telling me what it is that he had consumed, but he probably had one of the best days of his life.
We went to Greece this past summer, and he met an Australian guy. They hit it off great, and when we had to leave, he was extremely sad, telling the Australian guy, "I love you, man. I'll see you next time." And then the next day we actually bumped into him, and he went to give him a high five, and the Australian guy had no idea who he was.
It was the one time she got mad at him because they had gone out at night and he wouldn't bring her to McDonald's to get a junior chicken, and they had an argument over a junior chicken.
One night we were all out and we were all crashed in the same place, and I went and got a poutine for myself to have the next morning, and she woke up before me, opened the fridge, and started eating it. So when I woke up, she was already eating it. And her first words were, "Thanks so much for getting me a poutine."
Last summer, we went traveling to Greece. One night, Steph was a little incapacitated, but she really wanted a euro. So Steph looked into my eyes and said, "Gabby, if Mike doesn't get me my euro, I'm gonna kill him."
One time it was a girl's birthday, and we just went on the party bus and we wanted to go home. So we said, no, we told the driver, everyone's on the bus. The birthday girl is not even on the bus. We left like 10 people.
We cut all of our neighbors' flowers and we gave them to our moms for Mother's Day. It was all nice tulips and everything, and we got in a lot of trouble for it.
At one point during my grad school, I had access to one of the offices at Concordia University. And when I'd call people from my office phone, it would show up as Concordia University. Basically, I called him up and I pretended that I was the librarian, letting him know that he owed about $500 in late fees. I told him that the 3 books that he needed to bring back were The Fundamentals of Human Sexuality, The Biology of Sexuality, and some psychology of sex or something like that. Mike laughed on the phone and he's like, "Are you sure it's not the other Mike Richo at Concordia University?" I don't remember taking those books out. And he's such a nice guy that sounding like he was willing to pay the fee. And I called him back literally like 4 minutes later and said, "Hey Mike, it's Frank." And he's like, "You won't believe what just happened to me. I just got a call from the same number you're calling me from." I suddenly did the voice of the librarian as we're on the phone, you know, like, "Mr. Mike Riccio." And then he paused and he went, "You guy."
Mike is not known as the outdoorsy type. In fact, he's known as a urban city slicker. So one time we were at the cottage and we all decided after we'd run out of beer that it would be a good idea to take the canoe to the store. Needless to say, halfway through the trip, the canoe started to sink, and Mike was visibly nervous and actually screamed out as the canoe was sinking, "I think we're going to die."
They really truly seem to know each other for who they are.
Keep flirting with each other, keep making each other laugh like you do.
Don't take life seriously, don't take each other seriously, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Live, love, laugh, enjoy every moment.
Congratulations on tonight. This is amazing. Steph is an amazing girl. We're very happy you guys found each other, and good luck the rest of the way.
Congrats, guys. I'm so happy for you, and I love you both so much, and I wish you nothing but happiness and love.
Okay, and then.
I'm Mike, and I'm the groom.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm the bride.
Steph and I started talking online. Where we actually physically met was at Rouge nightclub on Saint Laurent Street.
My first impression of Mike is that he was very, very sociable, very nice, very talkative.
I thought she was really beautiful. She was really well dressed that night I met her.
Well, the first night we ever met, I had told Mike that I was going out that night and he should pass by. And then finally he told me he would pass by if he could find parking nearby. So he ended up coming. He had told me he had parked just across the street, that there was no lineup and everything. And I found out after that like there was the longest lineup that he waited, and he had parked a good 20 minutes away, walking distance.
Our first date was at Juliette and Chocolat. I found out quite quickly that Steph really loves chocolate.
And I got home expecting a message from Mike, something saying like he had a good time, something, and I heard nothing. So I thought maybe it didn't go as well as I thought. So the next day again, I heard nothing from Mike. And finally, 48 hours later, I got a message from Mike asking me if I made it home safe. We're very different in a sense, and then we'll like compliment each other with like Mike's very calm, I'm much less calm. Like little things will bother me and Mike will just like calm me down and say it doesn't matter.
Steph is more of the spontaneous one. She'll act on things quite quickly, while I'm more of the sort of pull back, evaluate the situation type of guy.
We love to laugh, have a good time, and take things easy.
We're both caring people. We both look out for each other. We enjoy the same hobbies. We love to travel. Steph can be a bit of and I'll be careful here, but she can be a bit of a messy person.
Sometimes like not having to like state the obvious, like that first time we met and he took 48 hours to ask me if I made it home okay. He doesn't do anything with a bad intention, but sometimes like I'm like, Mike, like you have to ask that.
My favorite thing about Steph is she's a really caring person. You know, not only about her patients, she obviously cares about her family, her friends. She takes great care of me, especially when I'm sick.
I'd have to say it's just how nice and how patient Mike is.
She has a natural beauty about her. I just love being around her. We get along really well. We ride the highs and lows together, and we just really boost each other up.
Back in December, Mike gave me a photo shoot, a gift card photo shoot with a photographer we really like. Halfway through the photo shoot, I turned around and they made me like close my eyes and do this like very like artsy pose where I had no idea what was going on. And when I turned around, Mike was down on one knee with a ring.
And it took her by complete surprise. She had absolutely no idea.
To our dear guests that are here with us today, sharing this day, we really hope you're gonna have just as much fun as we're about to have, because we're ready to have a really good time.
I just want to genuinely thank everyone for taking the time to share this day with us, and I hope everyone's having a great time, and I know we'll remember it forever and ever.